Each of us, at some point in our lives, encounters moments when everything seems to be falling apart. Whether it's the loss of a job, the end of a relationship, or simply the relentless rush of our daily schedules, these times can make us feel powerless and overwhelmed. However, what if I told you that you could not only endure these challenges, but also flourish in the midst of them? Today, we will delve into the wisdom of Seneca, a venerable philosopher who excelled in maintaining tranquility in a chaotic world. His teachings on Stoicism are more than mere philosophical reflections. They are actionable strategies that have guided leaders, thinkers, and everyday people throughout history, and they can empower us as well. By the end of this video, you will be equipped with a set of Stoic principles designed to help you build mental resilience and regain control over your emotions and responses. No matter the obstacles life throws at you, stay with me as we explore how these ancient insights can be seamlessly integrated into our modern lives to foster a more peaceful and balanced existence. If you find value in our content and wish to support the channel, a simple way to do so is by hitting the subscribe button. It allows us to continue delivering content like this to you. Additionally, I encourage you not to skip any part of the video. If you are here, it signifies that you are not like the majority. You are someone who understands the importance of delving deep. Consider yourself exceptional. Number 1. Avoid self-victimization. As Seneca wisely observed, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. This profound statement serves as a powerful reminder that it is our interpretation of events, rather than the events themselves, that often causes our greatest suffering. It is easy to fall into the trap of believing we are victims of our circumstances, leading to a mindset that everything happens to us, rather than for us or with us. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of perception. How we choose to view and interpret life's challenges significantly impacts our experience of them. If we see ourselves as passive victims, we surrender our agency and power. However, if we perceive challenges as opportunities for growth and learning, we maintain control over our responses and are more likely to approach life proactively. Take a common scenario, for instance. Perhaps you didn't get a promotion at work, and your initial reaction is to feel overlooked or discriminated against. While these feelings are valid, Stoicism encourages us to critically examine our reactions. Are we viewing the situation solely through a lens of loss and unfairness? What if, instead, we saw it as an opportunity to seek feedback, enhance our skills, or reassess our career path to find a better fit for our aspirations? Avoiding self-victimization does not mean ignoring the injustices or difficulties we face. Rather, it involves shifting our focus from what happens to us to how we respond to what happens. This shift is powerful. It moves us from a place of passive reaction to active participation in our lives. We stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What can I learn from this? How can I grow from this situation?" Stoicism equips us with the tools to detach from our initial emotional responses and see the bigger picture. It is about understanding that while we cannot always control external events, we can control our perceptions and reactions. This mental shift is both freeing and empowering. It allows us to live with a sense of purpose and resilience, making us better equipped to handle future challenges. Moreover, practicing this Stoic principle enriches our interactions with others. By refusing to cast ourselves as perpetual victims, we foster healthier relationships characterized by mutual respect and understanding rather than blame and resentment. We become more compassionate as we recognize that just as we are responsible for our own happiness, so are others for theirs. In embracing the Stoic way, we liberate ourselves from the chains of self-victimization. We take charge of our narrative, acknowledging that we are the architects of our reality. This empowerment is the essence of Stoicism and the key to a fulfilling and proactive life. So let us choose to rise above victimhood, not by denying our pain, but by reframing our stories with strength, wisdom, and resilience. Number 2, voluntarily embrace hardships. Another profound insight from Seneca is that difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. This idea lies at the core of Stoicism and advocates for a practice that may initially seem counterintuitive: voluntarily embracing hardships. This approach involves deliberately choosing to experience discomfort, not as a form of punishment, but as a way to fortify our mental resilience and expand our capacity to handle life's inevitable challenges. Consider what it means to voluntarily embrace hardships. It's akin to an athlete who trains under harsh conditions to prepare for competition. The athlete understands that by pushing their limits in a controlled environment, they become better equipped to handle the stresses of the actual event. Similarly, by choosing to confront difficulties head-on, whether it's taking on a challenging project at work, speaking up in public, or even opting to live more simply, we enhance our mental toughness and adaptability. Seneca's approach teaches us that when we step out of our comfort zones on purpose, we are not just testing our limits, we are expanding them. For instance, if you fear public speaking, regularly putting yourself in situations where you must address an audience can transform your fear into a skill. Over time, what once felt insurmountable becomes manageable and eventually comfortable. This Stoic practice is not about seeking out suffering for its own sake, but about recognizing that growth often stems from discomfort. Embracing voluntary hardships also involves resetting our comfort thresholds. In a world that often prioritizes ease and convenience, choosing the harder path can seem radical. However, Stoicism invites us to reconsider what true comfort is. Is it merely the absence of discomfort, or is it the presence of inner strength and peace that comes from knowing we can handle whatever comes our way? By integrating this Stoic principle into our lives, we also learn to appreciate our current circumstances more. When we know we can endure less, we can enjoy the simple pleasures of life with greater contentment. It's about building a life not on the avoidance of hardship, but on the foundation of resilience. This doesn't mean we seek out suffering, but when hardship does come, we view it as an opportunity to practice our Stoic skills. Embracing voluntary hardships also fosters a deep sense of self-efficacy. We prove to ourselves that we are capable of overcoming obstacles, which in turn builds self-confidence. Each challenge we face and overcome is a reminder that we are stronger than we might have believed. So, let's take a page from Seneca's book and challenge ourselves to step into the arena of voluntary hardship. It is there that we will find not just challenges, but the keys to a more resilient and fulfilling life. Number 3, stay prepared. Seneca, known for his wisdom on preparedness, famously advised, "Rehearse them in your mind. Exile, torture, war, shipwreck. All the terms of our human lot should be before our eyes." At first glance, this might seem dramatic, as most of us are not navigating treacherous seas or entering battle. However, Seneca's point is about the importance of mental preparation for life's inevitable challenges, a cornerstone of Stoic resilience. Stoicism teaches us to anticipate and mentally rehearse the worst, not to instill fear, but to lessen the shock and pain when difficulties arise. This practice, known as premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils, involves visualizing the most challenging scenarios, not to obsessively worry, but to be emotionally and mentally ready when life throws its curveballs. Consider it like this. Athletes train under tough conditions to prepare for the strain of actual competition. Similarly, by mentally rehearsing challenging situations, we train our minds to handle stress and adversity with less panic and more composure. This Stoic practice helps us appreciate our current state. When we realize how much worse things could be, our everyday problems seem less overwhelming. Applying Stoicism does not mean living in constant anxiety about potential misfortunes. Instead, it's about realistically acknowledging possible negative outcomes. For instance, if you're worried about job security rather than spiraling into fear, you could start by updating your resume, enhancing your skills, or exploring alternate career paths. This way, if the worst happens, you are not caught off guard and are better equipped to handle the situation. Moreover, this principle extends beyond personal crises to maintaining readiness for any significant life changes, from financial instability to personal loss. By staying prepared, we not only shield ourselves from the initial shock, but also quicken our recovery and adjustment periods. We become less reactive and more responsive, a subtle yet powerful shift in handling life's uncertainties. Seneca's counsel helps us develop a mindset where we are not overwhelmed by adversity, but are fortified against it. This mental readiness is not about expecting the worst, but being prepared to deal with any situation, thereby enhancing our resilience and overall mental toughness. Through this Stoic lens, we see not just the potential for loss or hardship, but also the opportunity for growth and renewal in every challenge. Number 4. Practice philosophy to control your impulses. Seneca's insight, "All the greatest torments are the result of an undisciplined mind," reveals a profound truth about human nature. Our unchecked impulses can be the source of immense emotional turmoil and suffering. Stoicism, which emphasizes the importance of self-control and rational thinking, provides us with a framework to address this challenge. Rather than suppressing our emotions, which is neither healthy nor sustainable, Stoicism teaches us to understand and manage them. The process of managing our impulses begins with self-awareness. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, famously said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This statement highlights the necessity of self-mastery in achieving true freedom and happiness. By becoming more aware of our impulses and the triggers that set them off, we are better equipped to handle them rationally. This doesn't mean denying our feelings, but understanding them deeply enough to respond in ways that align with our long-term goals and values. In philosophy, Aristotle also emphasized the importance of moderating our impulses through the development of virtues. He believed that virtue lies in finding the balance between excess and deficiency, a concept known as the golden mean. For instance, courage is the mean between recklessness and cowardice. Applying this to impulse control, we seek to find a balance between spontaneous reactions and complete inaction, aiming for thoughtful, deliberate responses that reflect our best selves. Moreover, practicing philosophy as a guide to controlling our impulses involves cultivating rational thought as a habit. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflected on the importance of aligning thoughts with rational and virtuous principles. He wrote, "You have power over your mind. not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This perspective encourages us to focus on our internal responses rather than external provocations, thereby gaining greater control over our impulses. By critically examining our impulses with the aid of philosophical wisdom, we can begin to make choices that are not dictated by fleeting emotions, but are the result of careful thought and reflection. This practice not only strengthens our mental fortitude, but also helps us live more harmoniously with our values. It leads to a life where decisions are made not in the heat of the moment, but with a clear, composed mind. The Stoic approach to impulse control is about cultivating an inner dialogue that constantly questions and assesses our instinctive reactions. It is about making philosophy not just a subject we study, but a way we live our lives, allowing us to rise above immediate gratifications and achieve a deeper sense of satisfaction and purpose. This disciplined approach to managing impulses is not just about avoiding emotional pain. It's about forging a path to a more thoughtful, fulfilling life. Number 5. Focus on one activity at a time. Seneca's wisdom, to be everywhere is to be nowhere, captures a crucial principle often overlooked in our modern rush to do more and be more. The idea of focusing on one activity at a time is central to Stoic philosophy and can transform how we approach our daily tasks. In a world that celebrates the myth of multitasking, we need to pause and reconsider the effectiveness of this approach. When we try to multitask, we spread our attention thin, which can lead to increased mistakes and decreased quality of work. Marcus Aurelius, another revered Stoic philosopher, echoed this sentiment when he advised, "Concentrate every minute like a Roman, like a man, on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness, tenderly, willingly, with justice, and on freeing yourself from all other distractions." This focus is not just about improving productivity, it's about cultivating a quality of mind that values depth over breadth. Focusing on one activity at a time allows us to immerse ourselves fully in the task at hand, whether it's a professional assignment, a personal project, or a meaningful conversation. This kind of deep work fosters a greater sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. Plato might argue that this singular focus helps us access a higher form of beauty and truth in our work, as it allows us to give our best effort and to create something that resonates with the ideals of goodness and excellence. Moreover, the psychological benefits of focusing on one task at a time are significant. It reduces the cognitive load on our brains, minimizing stress and enhancing our decision-making capabilities. Aristotle, who valued the development of virtues through habitual right action, would likely support this practice as a way to develop the virtue of temperance or self-control, helping us regulate our desire for distraction and immediate gratification. By practicing this focused approach, we not only follow in the footsteps of Stoic philosophers, but also align with the teachings of modern psychology, which suggests that our brains are not wired to handle multiple complex tasks simultaneously. The quality of our work and our life improves when we give our full attention to one thing at a time. Socrates' method of deep inquiry and dialogue, focusing intensely on one subject to the exclusion of all else, exemplifies how powerful this method can be. Embracing this Stoic principle doesn't just make us more productive, it makes us more thoughtful, peaceful, and balanced individuals. It is a rejection of the chaos of modern multitasking and an embrace of a more deliberate and purposeful mode of being. As we practice this, we might find that not only do our results improve, but so does our overall well-being. Are you ready to embark on a journey of growth and self-discovery? Join our community today. By subscribing, you'll gain access to exclusive content, insightful discussions, and a network of like-minded individuals committed to personal and collective improvement. Don't miss out on the opportunity to enrich your life and make meaningful connections. Sign up now and be part of something truly transformative. Thank you for being an essential part of our community. Your support and engagement mean the world to us. Together, we are creating a space where everyone can thrive and find inspiration. We look forward to continuing this incredible journey with you. Thank you for your commitment, your contributions, and for making our community stronger each day.